In the Impact segment tonight, retired General Wesley Clark is not backing down from his attacks on John McCain's military service. Clark is reiterating criticisms he first made over the weekend, in which he questioned the relevance of McCain's war record as a qualification to be president.
The service as president is about judgment, and the experience that he had as a fighter pilot isn't the same as having been at the highest levels of the military and having to work with the president and other heads of state and make those kinds of life or death decisions about national strategic issues.
Joining us now from Washington are Fox News contributors Lanny Davis, a former White House special counsel under Bill Clinton, and Rick Santorum, a former Republican senator from Pennsylvania and a very good friend of mine. Lanny, not that you're not Lanny, but here's the deal. Yesterday, the Obama campaign, Obama came out, he made a statement that appeared to distance himself from Wesley Clark. Today, they say the speech he made yesterday had nothing to do with what Clark said. It makes me wonder, where are they on this? Do they like what Clark has done, or do they not like what Clark has said?
Well, the last I heard, the Obama campaign and Senator Obama himself did not agree, nor do I, with General Clark's characterization. Moreover, I find it offensive that Wesley Clark is choosing to get into the fray by attacking this honorable military record.
Well, why doesn't
that
Obama
all of
say
us
that?
should admire. I thought he did, and I actually heard him speak about Senator McCain's admirable record, and it should have nothing to do with the issues in this campaign. And Wesley Clark is politically tone deaf to have done this, and he's now defied the rule of deep holes, which is stop digging.
Yeah, Rick, what is your take on this? The Obama campaign said, look, whatever Clark did, he did independent of us. Do you think that Clark? Do you think Clark was a surrogate? I mean, does a guy go on Sunday morning TV to say something, that attacks Obama's opponent, and the campaign knew nothing about it? How does it work?
No, absolutely. Well, look, the Obama machine is probably the most professional campaign that I've seen run in recent time. I mean, they are an awesome operation. And I can tell you, under the Bush campaigns, when I was working with them in 2000 and 2004, if anyone was on a Sunday show, they were fully briefed. I mean, they reached out, they got the list, they talked to people, they found out what they were going to say, they gave them the talking points, they knew what to expect when they went on those shows. There's no way Wes Clark was a free agent on that. There's no way that Wes Clark, when it happened to just go out there 2 days before Barack Obama was going to deal with his patriotism problem, which he tried to deal with in Independence, Missouri yesterday, and just so happened to bring up some issues dealing with John McCain's war record and sort of question him and his abilities on that issue. So, no, this was a very strategic, coordinated effort on the part of the Obama campaign, and I think it's actually a smart one, because Obama has a big problem on this issue of leadership, on this issue of patriotism and his, quote, love for America. And this being brought up at this time, 4th of July, well before the election, and having the cloud of McCain and this other story rolling at the time is a great 1-2 punch for them. Well, Lanny, first of all, I take it Clark's off the list, the short list for VP because of this. I got to think he is. But, you tell me. And what do you think about what Rick just said here?
Well, first of all, I respectfully disagree with Senator Santorum. I do not believe that the Obama campaign liked what General Clark said. I heard Senator Obama himself express admiration for Senator McCain's military record. To do the pivot that General Clark did and then try to use the military record as an example of his lack of executive experience simply makes no political sense. I do also disagree with Senator Santorum that Senator Obama, in fact, has a patriotism problem. I think that he has been smeared with innuendo, and he's got to deal with that. But most of the American people in most of the polls do not doubt that this man is a patriot, the same way they don't doubt that Senator McCain is.
I agree
and we've got to get to the real
issues
issues facing the country.
Well, go ahead, Rick.
I can make two comments. Number one, Barack Obama today, when talking about Wesley Clark, said that Clark's comments were, quote, inartful. That is not distancing yourself. That is not saying that, he disagreed with Clark's evaluation that McCain's tenure in the military did not qualify him for.
Right.
He's applauded his record, but he is not What you're
really saying, Rick, is when Geraldine Ferraro took a crack at Obama, she was driven out of the campaign. Wesley Clark takes a crack at John McCain, he's still, you know, I don't know, he's not out. And
he's not out, and inartful is not distancing yourself. It's just basically saying, well, he didn't say it quite the way he should have said it. But the point that he's making is not, he's not disagreeing with it, number one. And on the patriotism issue, I do disagree with that, Lanny. I think that a man who's gone out and has talked about how flawed America is and how deeply problematic the traditional American culture and values are, and that is in desperate need of him to save this country, has a problem with people who think America's a pretty darn great place.
Let's at least disagree on what you think are the facts, and I do. I don't think he's ever used those words, and you can be in disagreement with policies and still love America as Barack Obama does, and in fact disagree with President Bush's policies in certain areas and still be a patriot.
I don't think the election will turn on that, Lanny, but what I do think is the fight is for the blue-collar working Democrats in western Pennsylvania and Ohio. And when you take a series of things, the flag pin, when you take things, you know, the guns, we cling to their guns and their religion, these send signals, and the question is, have these people settled in their views? I don't think they have yet. Rendell was on here the other day. He says he still thinks those folks are up for grabs, and Obama can rescue that. We'll have to see.
Senator Obama has to define himself to people who don't know him, and this is a period of time where he doesn't want to be defined by people who are smearing him. But the facts are, when people get to know him, I had my disagreements with Senator Obama, as you know, when I supported Senator Clinton, but the facts are that he is a great patriot, he loves this country, and sooner or later, people who don't know him will come to realize
Unfortunately, we're out of time. I got a million other questions about how this campaign is going. Maybe we'll do it again. Thank you both for being with us.